Z1079, Cleveland's #1 for hip hop and R&B, the home of the morning hustle. Micah Dixon hanging out with you on this Throwback Thursday with a special guest in the building. Now, he is known for a number of things, but the main thing I know for sure is that wax figures is like, it's a gift, and it's also like, I can't explain how amazing this gift he has is. He went viral for Nipsey Hussle last year when he made Nipsey Hussle, and this year he made a wax figure of Takeoff, and that has literally taken off and has been shared everywhere. And he's from Cleveland. Okay, need I say more? Please welcome to the show, Mr. Official.
Oh, what up, everybody?
Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing much. I feel great.
Good.
Of course, I feel good. This
Good to have you here.
A blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to be here.
I want to get into when did you start creating wax? Is that the right word? Wax figures?
So they're wax figures, yes. I've been creating since I was like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't wax. It was more so Legos.
Okay.
So I've been creating since I was a kid. Most, young men will get Legos for Christmas, and they build the buildings and knock them down. Mm-hmm. I would build church people and choirs.
With the Legos?
With Legos. Imagine having a choir full of Legos. And I don't know, I was just destined to do something with people. I have a heart for people. So everything I create is for the people, or it's about a person. So I knew then, it's like, all right, well, this is what I want to do. I want to create something. I want to give back. I want to be in charge of a choir or direct. So I've been doing something with creating since I was about 4 or 5 years old. The wax sculpting came about about two years. I opened up the Cleveland Selfie Studio in Strongsville Mall, and a lot of people didn't know what it was, of course. So I was thinking, like, well, what can I do to let people know that this is a museum and not a photo booth studio? Because a lot of people, can I just walk in and take a look? And I'm like, no, this is a selfie museum. So the only way to tell people, what you do, I believe, is to show them. So I would try to purchase wax figures, and for everyone, because it's the main question I get, how much wax figures can go from anywhere from $25,000 to $300,000 just to purchase, and that's not to create. That's to purchase an old one that and most of them you can't buy. So I said, well, what can I do? Maybe I'll get into making them, because I have done some in the past, but now, in the past 3 years, they've come out with the 3D printing, and they have programs like ZBrush, so you can do sculpting online. So I do a lot of virtual sculpting. So that's why I'm able to create. Plus, I know us. Most places don't know how to create wax figures that look like us in the Black and brown community. So I got back into sculpting, and I learned how to virtual sculpt and 3D print. So probably about 2 years I've been doing this. So I'm using my gift and the way I know how.
I love it. So I want to know, when I first seen the video you creating Takeoff, I will say I skimmed through to see who you made, and I was like, whoa, and I commented. Yeah. And I kept seeing it shared everywhere. Yeah. So I went back and I heard the message, and I was like, okay, now let me talk to him, because what's really good, like, come on now. So you did say you was closing down your businesses or business?
So I have 3 businesses. One is the Cleveland Selfie Studio, one is Fashion Week Cleveland, because I'm a fashion designer, and one is Mr. Official. So Mr. Officials, I'm not closing that one, so just let everyone know I'm still doing embroidery, t-shirt printing. I've been doing that since 2016. So I'm a printer, I do embroidery, screen printing, sublimation, DTG, you think it, we ink it. That's my main business, but I am closing the Cleveland Selfie Studio, which is where the wax figures were housed. I've been there for 3 years, and I'm only closing because I'm being elevated. And I tell people, don't feel sorry for me. That's why I say in the video, I'm okay. I'm fine. I close a business because I have to step into what's next, and I can't do that at Strongsville Mall. I know it's something bigger. There's other things that God has in store for me. So that's why I'm closing that business. So I wanted to, but you only can say so much in a minute and 30-second reel. Yeah. And then a lot of people, well, God's going to, I said, God has already provided. Yes. I have a house. I'm just selling it. So what I was saying was, I will soon be homeless if all goes well, which means if I sell my house, I won't have a house, but at least I'll have the funds to purchase a building. I live out my building. I don't need nowhere to stay. I can live in my building, because I know I'll be fine, because I've always had. This has always been my testimony and always been my story. God will take care of you if you live right and you do right, and that's what I do. That's what I do, and that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to share, inspire, and let people know there's so much negativity going on. You see it on social media every day. I wanted to bring light into this year because I haven't seen it. I said, well, let me be the beacon of light. Let me inspire people and let them know you can take off no matter what. You don't have to wait to December. You don't have to wait to the fourth quarter of the year to finish something. Finish now. Finish in the beginning. Finish in January. I'm sure there's something you carried over through the year, whether it's starting a business, whether it was going to another level in your job or in your career, or you want to excel. You can do that now. You don't have to wait until someone gives you a handout. I didn't.
Yeah. I love you said live right, do right, and God will take care of you.
Absolutely. He sure will. He sure will.
When you created Takeoff, did you think it would get as many shares as it has? 'Cause I know like big times have seen it, the Shade Room, Breakfast Club. What famous people have shared it that you know of that you've seen?
Tyrese was a big one. There was a lot of people in my DMs. I still have about thousands, and forgive me, everyone, if I haven't responded. It's just so many people who will reach out to you, and I love that. I just like inspiring, and I knew it would because, again, I said my gift will make room for me, and I know in the one translation in the Bible it says your gift will open doors. Your gift will give you opportunities. It'll put you in rooms where nobody else is. Yeah. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So of course, when I was making, I saw, this is something different. So I knew it.
Gotcha.
I knew it will reach lives because that was my goal. My goal was to touch and reach lives, whether they're celebrities or not.
Has anyone like Quavo or Offset reached out to you or family members to get their figure from you?
Yeah. I've talked to them before. I posted, so that's nothing new. So I have talked to them. I'm talking to a lot of people as we speak.
Yeah.
Hopefully my goal is to put it in front of the family members and let them see it and do a reveal there. Because it looks 10 times better in person than it does on screen.
I'm sure it makes you cry.
It does. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, this is so. And I do want to tell everybody, I didn't do it by myself. I had plenty of help. I had, family, friends who came to help me with this. So I do want to give them the credit. You just can't tag everybody, especially people who don't have social media. So it wasn't just me doing it by myself. You may see that, but I had a lot of help. This was 7 months worth of work. This wasn't overnight. This was not a 1 minute and 30 second. I created this. No, I had a lot of help. So I want to thank everybody who helped, videographers, photographers, sculptors, anybody who helped, people who helped with the 3D printing in the beginning. Of course, when we started in the beginning, we had 20, 25 people helping. And then when they get closer to the end, it's too emotional. So a lot of people like, this is getting to look too real. I feel like I'm working at a funeral home, so. But I did have a lot of help, and it does get very emotional watching videos. And I'm like, wow, I became a Migos fan creating a wax figure. Like, that's crazy after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's kind of giving me chills thinking about it. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay, so after this post, has anyone reached out to give you a job opportunity or perhaps like come work over here or I need one?
And so the thing is, and I love people, everyone's like, well, why don't you come work? Especially funeral homes. I love them. But the problem with if I come work for you at a funeral home, I'll be your boss in a couple weeks. You'll be the owner of the funeral home, but I'd be your boss. I'd open up my own. You'd be working for me. Yeah. And then now I'm your competition. So I'm like, please don't hire me because my mind, it'd be the funeral home will be like, okay, well now it's Mr. Official's funeral home of wax sculpting.
You could keep your person here for just this much. Like,
exactly. Now
people
presenting
would pay for that.
Grandma.
They would pay for that.
Grandma
to
will
have
be
them in their room.
Absolutely. And I know, I've gotten so many messages, and I mean, it's even today, it's sad stories of somebody's loved one they've lost, and can you create this? And it's not. Can you create a wax figure? It's more so, can you create my loved one? They died this time, and this is what happened. Let me share the story. And I'm going to read and share because I want to inspire them. But they cost a lot. It costs a whole lot of money to make. So I want to let the world know there. Literally $75K plus to create one wax figure.
Wait, how much again to create one wax figure?
So the starting rate is $75,000.
Okay.
So just let everyone know who's in my DMs.
$75,000.
Because that's custom.
Okay.
And the thing with that is a lot of people don't have Getty images of their loved one all over the internet.
Yeah.
It's easier to do a celebrity because of so many images, videos, angles.
Okay.
It's harder to do someone that we don't have a lot of images of. So it may cost more to do, you or your loved one or somebody. It may take up a lot of time, a lot of research. And like I said, I'm sure there's not a million images of an individual that's not a celebrity.
So how much was it to create the Takeoff wax figure?
Financially,
yes.
I probably spent maybe $25,000 just as materials.
Okay.
That's not including clothes. That's not including time. That's not including volunteer hours that people did. That's not even including them $400 glasses.
Give me an estimate of what you think it was like all
together?
total.
I would say total. If I was to include time, the 7 month that we spent, videographers, photographers, people hair rooting, volunteer hours, I would say about $100,000 to me. If I was to put a price on it, it probably $100,000 worth of time, and maybe $150K.
Wow.
Yeah. Time, hours spent, research, watching videos, listening to, literally, I'm listening to every Migos song, like literally.
To feel,
okay, well, I want to make sure the angles are right. What am I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So imagine doing a tattoo and you don't know what the tattoo means. And I'm like, I don't want to do this if it's against my beliefs or my religion, my culture. So I have to study every single tattoo on the face. What does the rocket mean? What does these names mean? What is that? Now, who was that? Now I'm researching. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. And then it's like, I didn't know Versace was from the Migos. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised on that. So I became a fan doing the research. That's why when you hear me say crying while creating, literally, I don't think I've slept a normal night since the past 3-4 months, because you're up and it's always in your head, and you can't say, hey, I'm working on a wax figure. What do you think? You got to keep it to yourself. You can't share videos because now you done messed it up. So
my next question would be, how actresses have to, get deep into their role.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, are you part of the Migos now? Do you feel
I'm such a Migo fan. Yeah. I'm so in. So I have to. It's like you're right. It's because I do act. So I get it. You do have to get into character. You mentally have to. So I'm the type of person. Most people listen to music to make them feel good.
Yeah.
Or they listen to it because they need to feel something.
Yeah.
When you need to, on Valentine's Day, I'm sure you won't be listening to church music. You'll be listening to the mood-making music.
Yeah.
When you're in the gym, you're listening to mood-making music.
Yes.
So most people listen to music based on how they want to feel or something that they like. I listen to music based on what I'm going to teach or what I'm about to create.
Wow. So
I get into the mode. So I'm listening to all this Migos music because I need to get into character. And I say, well, what does that mean? What did you mean by this? It's just something that you have to do. It's building yourself up emotionally to take on this task. So
I love that.
Yeah.
So with all of this that you have, and I won't say the word gain, but I'll say gain because people see you now, right? What is the message you want people to get from this? I know you said take off. We get it. This is your year, your season to not quit, not give up, but take off. Is that what you would still want to say to the people?
Yes. So my main goal for doing all this is to let people know that God has not forgotten about you. It seems like everything in the media is so negative nowadays, and you only can be popular if you're doing this. If a girl's shaking her butt, if a guy's doing this, you don't have to do that. You use your gift, and regardless, whatever the circumstance is. So that's what I do. I do it to let people know I may be losing a business, I may be losing a home, my car may die next week, but I still trust God.
Yeah.
I've never seen the righteous forsaken. I've never been through something and God didn't bring me out. And that's what I want people to know. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be on your A game. You don't have to say, this is my year and I'm going to go into the gym. I do. No, you don't have to. Be consistent in what you do. Yeah. I'm using my gift to inspire. That's it. Whether I'm up, whether I'm down, I still have a gift. I'm still anointed. If I'm a bum, if I'm anointed from birth, I'm still anointed. no matter what. So that's the goal. The goal is to let people know you are okay. You're fine. You are good. If you made it to 2024, you are fine. You don't have to say, oh, okay, well, I have. And that was a big issue of mine. I'm like, well, I can't post this because it don't look right. And I'm afraid if people go, no, I'm like, oh, well, it is what it is. You're going to see my failures. So that's why I really want to be vulnerable this year. I want people to say, it's okay. You don't have to be at your best. I want people to know, yeah, I'm closing a business. I'm selling my house. When I become homeless, God will take care of me.
I love it. Any idea who you're going to create next?
I have no idea. I don't. Well, I have millions of ideas, but again, it costs so much. So I have to choose. Do I create to inspire, or do I make a move and do this? You know what I'm saying? Then there's so many people that you don't know. I want to tap into the rap, continue the rap culture, but there's I'm a gospel head. I'm like, I got to do a gospel wax figure because that's me. I'm a church boy. So there's so many people who inspire me. So I'm like, well, do I create people who inspire me, or do I create people who need, who inspire others? So and that's why I do it.
I love it.
So I don't know who I'm creating. And a lot of people are saying, you should create yourself. Yeah. And I'm like, I would love to, but if I create myself, I have to create based off what you see. I have to create how you see me. I can't create how I see me. How I see me, I'm 7 foot tall and chiseled and cut up and got angel wings coming out my back because I know the greatness inside of me.
Wow.
So I'll create me, and people say, that's not you. I say, well, this is who I am to me. I'm a king. Yeah. So I have to put a crown on my head. Yeah. I have to put, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you can't do that when you're working with, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't know. That's another story.
So how do people, we know how to reach you, of course, at Mr. Officials? At
Mr. Official. It's all social media platforms is mr.officials.llc.
And there you have it. Thanks for coming by the show. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you for having me.
And this is the year to take off. I believe that. I see that. We speak that. And we know that's what's next. So
absolutely.
Get ready for the work.
I am.
So
you can reach me at Mr. Officials. I do have a Cash App in my bio, in my link, if you would like to support. Of course, it'll help me get more wax figures.
Yeah. It's Z.